You want to hear something completely insane?
We have pictures of Jupiter, of their South Pole, and all the other fake planets out there, but yet we don't have a picture of our South Pole. You can research that. A couple things I want to cover today. Today's a Think About It Friday, but I want to ask you, the viewer, are you happy?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. My life goal of explaining the shape of Earth to people who think the planet is a cosmic frisbee really keeps me going.
I want to ask you, the viewer, are you happy with the world that you live on? Are you happy with the pictures that you're given?
Well, I want to say yes, CC, but this is starting to feel like some sort of trap. It's not a trap, is it? Let's find out. Please subscribe. Alright, just a quick heads up, and if you're not interested, it's fine. Still, I've started uploading my content to Patreon, with this video being the first one I've uploaded to Patreon. So if you want to see all my videos completely ad-free with no sponsorship segments, head over there. It's linked below and in the card up. It's somewhere up there. Let's get back to CC, shall we?
Are you happy with not being able to go places to go research?
What places? I knew this was a trap. He's going to start talking about Antarctica, isn't he? He obviously isn't aware of the final experiment.
An area that apparently, when you see pictures, is 12,000, miles in diameter.
3,400 miles at its widest part. Where the hell did you get 12,000 from? Now, the term diameter can be used for shapes that are not circles or spheres, and for any shape, the diameter is defined as the greatest distance between 2 points on its boundary. And Antarctica is not 12,000 miles in diameter by any stretch of the imagination. And we all know the flat earthers can stretch their imagination pretty far. That's why they're flat earthers. So maybe that explains what CC just said.
When in reality, Antarctica is probably 60,000, or if not more.
Chris, didn't you even bother looking this up? 12,000 is a gross exaggeration. So why say 60,000 now? Were you afraid that you weren't wrong enough the first time you picked a number out of thin air?
Because nobody's been able to navigate around it at all.
I think what you meant to say, Chris, was the circumference of Antarctica then, not the diameter. But carry on. Now, navigating the entire Antarctic coastline would be an incredibly challenging feat due to the extreme conditions and ice coverage. But some expeditions have come close to achieving it. In 1989 through 90, the International Trans-Antarctica Expedition, led by Will Steger and Jean-Louis Etienne, made a notable attempt by traversing the continent. And while they crossed a significant portion of Antarctica, their route did not follow the entire coastline. And I know flat earthers will say, oh, they couldn't make the trip because of the penguin guards. You're not allowed to go there. But the fact still remains, it's been done. Almost. Is almost good enough for you flat earthers?
Are you happy with the fact that you can't go down there unless if you're chaperone and you've got $25,000? Because all they'll do is they'll take you to a peninsula.
Yeah, he hasn't got a Scooby-Doo, has he? The final experiment is happening, Christopher. Anyway, 25k is a little on the low side. Try upwards of $30,000. And the final experiment, who's taking flat earthers and globe earthers, and one of each is being paid for, is going to Union Glacier, which is inland and not a peninsula at all.
Let's record this because this idiot behind me is 4 inches off my bumper. He's scaring me. He's frightening me.
Good. Now you know how we feel. Maybe he's making a YouTube video as well. Instead of actually concentrating on the task in hand, which is driving safely.
And he's an idiot.
Well, what are the odds of that? You being followed by another flat earther making a YouTube video. You did just say he was also an idiot, didn't you?
And once again, Mr. Genius, he doesn't even have tags on his car. That's great. Driving like a maniac. All his windows are completely tinted and blacked out. He's got a paper plate on his car. Well, at least he went that far. He decided to at least print out a Jersey paper plate that's just flapping in the wind.
I have no idea what any of this has got to do with the shape of the earth, Chris, but I'll bite. Now, when I was in America driving on your highways, I would have far preferred to come across another vehicle with a temporary tag on it than somebody recording a YouTube video while they're meant to be concentrating on the road. You've got a bloody cheek, haven't you? What you were doing is 10 times worse than him riding your ass. Unless you like that sort of thing, of course. I mean, you did say you got some dick in one of your other YouTube videos. I'm only,
So when he goes through a toll booth, because everything's automated here now in New York, he doesn't have to pay. That's great. We have to pay for it.
Hang on a second. Now, I know people don't like it when I go off topic, and if I learned anything from last Friday and the Fridays before video, it was that. But do you mean to tell me that when I was in America, paying tolls everywhere I had to bloody go, I could have had it for free, and you would have had to have paid for me, Chris? Well, bloody hell.
All right, come on. All right, you see, this is what happens when I'm driving now, because it really has become so aggressive with these idiots out there that they're in unmarked cars. The cops are not pulling these people over. They're driving up and down. You realize back in the 80s, if you had a broken tail light, bam, you wouldn't even make it for more than 2 miles. All right? Now it's free. Roads are free. Come on down.
Now, I know that Chris isn't nominated to receive the Nobel Prize in physics or in anything for that matter, but surely, Chris, even you should be able to see the irony in what you're saying. You are literally recording a YouTube video while you're driving on the highway and you're complaining about the way other people drive.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Why not worried?
Are you happy? Are you happy not knowing what you live on?
All right, yeah, of course. I'd forgotten the whole point of your video. Are we happy? And you've now expanded on that by asking, are we happy not knowing what we live on? Well, that's a bit of a moot question because we do know what we live on. It's an oblate spheroid, and I can only speak for myself, but I'm very happy living on an oblate spheroid.
Not knowing with the lies of spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, which is not true because we're standing still, but I'm just talking about the globe earthers. We're thinking about this. Are you happy with not knowing what you're living on? Having fake CGI pictures, having nothing but nonsense given to you. You can't research anything. You can't go up in space. You can't do anything. Oh, sure, you can become a physicist, but then you'll become even more indoctrinated, and then you're done.
Then you're done. What the hell does that even mean? Done with what?
You wouldn't even make a video about us anyway if you were a physicist, because you wouldn't even bother looking into it.
Light the beacons!
Did that Family Guy style cutaway adequately illustrate my surprise that CC was right about something? Yeah, no physicist is ever going to make a video about flat earthers because they've got much more important things to concentrate on. You're just not that important.
Okay. At least our trolls are actually looking into it.
Hey, I don't appreciate being referred to as a troll, and I haven't looked into anything, Chris, because I don't need to, because we have known for thousands of years that the Earth is a globe.
And I know they're getting question marks. I know they're asking themselves.
No, we're not. Well, that's not strictly true. I do have some... Well, really, I've only got one question. When did you get dropped on your head, Chris? Was it while you were a child or did it happen later in life? Because I cannot think of anything else that would justify some of the stupid things you say. So if that qualifies as a question, then yeah, I've got a question.
But I know I know. Or they're just complete trolls and paid. They already know the Earth is flat. It's one or the other. And frankly, I could care less. It doesn't matter.
I mention it then. And please, Chris. Please. Please, please, please. Stop saying you could care less. It's couldn't care less, you moron. Because everybody could care less, couldn't they? Here we are. I feel much better now. How about you?
Okay. But once again, you're fed pictures of fake stars. You're fed pictures of black holes, which I never understood black holes, even when I was a kid.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Chris. A lot of people don't understand black holes. We only know a very small amount about them. I can't see your issue with that.
How could there be some kind of void in space that sucks light in and light can't escape, but yet you can see it? Oh, because the light's whirling around it at such a fast speed, and it's going into this black hole. And then on the other side, there's a white hole, but where does it go on the other side? Is it a different dimension? It just makes no sense.
Well, no, not when you explain it like that. I'm sure it wouldn't make any sense. Now, a black hole is a spot in space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape it. And this happens because a lot of mass, or stuff, to put it into language flat earthers will understand, gets squashed down into a very small space. Think of it like squashing the mass of a star into a space smaller than a city. And this creates an extremely strong gravitational pull. Imagine if you tried to throw a ball into the sky, but the gravity was so strong that the ball just couldn't escape and immediately fell back down to Earth. A black hole's gravity is so intense that once anything, even light, gets too close to it, it just gets sucked in and can't get out. Now, the edge of a black hole where all this happens is called the event horizon. If you cross it, you're not coming back. Actually, that's just given me a brilliant idea for how we can further improve the final experiment. Only buy the flat earther a one-way ticket. Brilliant. I'm going to have to email Will.
The closest star takes 25,000 years to get to.
There you go again, just making stuff up. The closest star to Earth is the Sun. But if you're asking about the closest star that isn't our Sun, that would be Proxima Centauri. And Proxima Centauri is part of the Alpha Centauri star system and is located about 4.24 light years away from us. Now, in space terms, that's pretty close. Now, if you could travel at the speed of light, it would take you about 4.25 years to reach Proxima Centauri, since it's 4.24 light years away from Earth. So that means if you set off your journey today, traveled at the speed of light, you'd get there in 2028, Chris.
I mean, it makes no sense. We have pictures of Jupiter, of their South Pole and their North Pole, and all the other fake planets out there. We've got pictures of their South Pole and their North Pole, but yet we don't have a picture of our South Pole.
Then what are these?
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. They were taken from a satellite orbiting the Earth.
You can research that.
I didn't have to. All I had to do was type into Google satellite images of the South Pole or Antarctica.
The gravity of all of these fake planets that are out there, and we're sending everything out there.
Oh, we're sending everything out there, are we, Christopher? Well, where exactly is there located, seeing as you don't believe space even exists?
We're sending probes and all sorts of shit, and are they taking in effect the gravity that's pulling them and altering their trajectory at all?
Now, I just looked up the answer to that, and it could be a whole video by itself, and at this stage I can't be bothered, so maybe I'll do it one day. But to simplify it, Chris, yes. Or did you think they just wing it when they send a multi-billion-dollar spacecraft into the place that you believe is fake?
Are they taking an effect that we're traveling at like 666,000 miles per hour?
Yes.
Through space? And once you come off of Earth, you're an object away from Earth that should just stop. It's like getting out of a car going 66 miles per hour. Boom! There you go. The car takes off.
No, that's not how this works at all, Chris.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. There's more land out there. There's documented proof that there's more land beyond Antarctica.
And your proof of that is?
I'm not going to do your homework for you.
Spiteful.
How is it that the buildings that we're building right now are shit? They're made with fucking wood and a little cement.
Because you live in America? Oh, you're still here then. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. If you did, then you'll probably enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again very soon or in a few minutes if you do decide to watch this recommended video. Love you, bye.